If you're still watching porn, then you're missing out on a better relationship and a deeper relationship with God, with your wife, and with your kids. And what I mean by that is whenever you're watching porn and you're doing these things, your mind, even without you knowing, is beginning to objectify what you see, because you're consuming, you're not, having a connection with anything. So you're consuming people, but so in your actual life, whenever you're outside of the bedroom or wherever, well, you're now objectifying other women, people like your kids and things like that. And it also makes it to where the emotions that you should feel happy about or joy, or that make you feel good, like happiness and joy and love and things like that, don't make you feel you don't feel those feelings as well or as deep as you would if you don't watch porn, because you've objectified these things. You have a much better feeling, and so you've changed the makeup of your brain to focus more on porn and less on your family. And so you're missing out on a deeper connection with your family, who's going to be with you for years and decades and the rest of your life.
And the fulfillment that comes with having a good marriage.
Right.
Having a good relationship with your kids. And you might be like, well, how does this affect my kids? But if your marriage is affected in a negative way, then it's going to affect your kids, whether you realize that or not. And so the missing piece here to, quitting this for good and for getting this out of your life, and for, getting back to where you have that fulfillment that you're getting from pornography right now, getting that fulfillment from your marriage, from your wife, from, your time with God, all of those types of things, could just be a few strategies that you don't know. So like if you've tried to quit, and you've tried and you know that you're missing out on these things because of porn, and you've tried to quit but it's just not working, and you're like, well, I don't know what to do, I've tried, it's not working, then we've created a course that is going to help you to know exactly what to do. So it puts all of these different strategies, all of these different tools that you can use in your daily life for yourself and for your wife, because this is affecting your wife as well. If you don't know that, this is affecting her. And so she needs to work towards her own healing, as well as you working towards quitting for good, and then your own healing through all of this.
Just in case, if your wife doesn't know you watch porn and you've come across this video,
yeah,
your use of porn still affects your wife, even if she doesn't know. It's been proven, study after study, that shows that wives that don't even know that their husband watches porn are more likely to be depressed and overweight and other things as well. And then once they find out, those numbers go up even higher.
Because watching this, whether you realize it or not, is affecting you physically, mentally, and spiritually. And so since you and your wife are one, then that, spiritual aspect and mental aspect, that is affecting her whether she even knows it or not.
Right.
So we've put together everything that we've learned walking through this ourselves, and then just hours of research that we've done and implementing this in our daily lives over, now we've been implementing different things that we've learned for 4 years, 3 years. And so our marriage has been free from this for 3 years now. So we know that what we have taught in this course will help you do the same. And you can find that at renewed-marriage.com, or we'll leave a link for that. But go ahead.
I was just going to say, so if you don't want to miss out on feeling a deeper connection with your wife and your kids and with God, then just
taking this course will help.
Yeah, check it out and just put it to work, because guys, you can get out of this, you can stop, and it will change your life for the better.
Yeah, and it helps both of you.
Yeah, it'll change your wife as well.
When you get to that point of, disclosing this to your wife,
if that's where you are, if your wife doesn't know, you should have stopped watching porn for at least 6 months before you tell your wife that you've even had an issue.
So then they should go ahead and buy the course and start working on it without their wife even knowing. But then you'll have the course
for
available.
Her. Yeah. Because once you tell her, and some people are different. It might take her time. She might explode. I mean, your wife better than anybody else probably. Everyone's wife is going to be different. But you being in that position where you've already been working on this and you've got to... If she
doesn't know yet.
Yeah, if she doesn't know. And so we might be talking a little bit more because that might not be you guys. But if she doesn't know, don't tell her until you've been clean for 6 months.
Yeah, so you could be using the course, implementing it daily, and then by the time you actually disclose this to her, then you will already have been doing something about it, and it's going to make her feel a lot better, even though it's going to be a terrible conversation. It's going to be
I'll say this.
Painful.
As being a husband for almost 5 years now, whenever I do something without my wife telling me to do it, she's much more excited about that than if she tells me to do something.
Yes.
And then I do it.
But it's also going to show her and make her feel like, okay, you've actually been doing something like to work towards this, and you actually have something for me too. Like, wow. Because she's going to start going through all these emotions, and you're going to be able to say, like, well, I have something to help you. So you don't have, and then here you can check this out. So I'll be on the course talking directly to your wife compared to you having to try to explain all these things to her on your own.
Yeah, and just so you know, it's one course, but there's 2 different sections: one for the guys, one for the husbands, one for the wives. Yeah. And so that's why we say you have something for her too.
So we're the proof that maybe you have needed that you can overcome this, that you can quit this for good, and you can get back to the place where your true fulfillment comes from your marriage, from God, and not from these other things that was never meant to be something that fulfilled you in the first place. So if you do want more information on any of the resources that we have to help you get through this, you can go to renewed-marriage.com, and you can always reach out to us with questions.